My sister uninvited me from her wedding 3 days before the ceremony. So I showed up anyway with the one person she had been hiding from her fiancé for 6 years. So I'm 31, my sister Claire is 34, and she just got married last weekend. For context, Claire and I have never had a perfect relationship, but we were close enough that when she got engaged last year, she asked me to be one of her bridesmaids. I helped her pick the venue, the flowers, the cake tasting, everything. I even spent almost €400 on the bridesmaid dress she wanted. Everything was fine, until 3 days before the wedding. She called me and said, very casually, "Hey, I've been thinking and I feel like you've been a bit negative during the planning, so I think it's best if you just don't come to the wedding." 3 days before. I honestly thought she was joking. But no, she said she wanted positive energy only, and that my presence might stress her out. I reminded her that I had spent months helping her plan it, and that I had already paid for the dress, the hotel, and the train. She said, "Yeah, well, maybe you can wear the dress to another wedding someday." So I said okay, and then I remembered something. 6 years ago, Claire dated a guy named Daniel for about a year. She broke up with him suddenly and never told anyone why. But I knew, because a few weeks after the breakup, Daniel contacted me. He had found messages proving that Claire had been secretly seeing her current fiancé while still living with Daniel. And not just seeing him. She had been telling both men that they were exclusive. Daniel was devastated. He moved to another city shortly after and basically disappeared from our lives. I hadn't spoken to him in years. But when Claire uninvited me, something in my brain just snapped. So I sent Daniel a message. I told him that Claire was getting married on Saturday and asked if he wanted to grab a drink and catch up. He said yes. We met the night before the wedding. He told me he had never confronted her because he didn't want drama, but he always wondered if her fiancé knew the truth about how their relationship started. Spoiler, he didn't. So Saturday came. I put on the bridesmaid dress anyway. I figured if I already paid for it, I might as well use it. Daniel and I arrived at the venue just before the ceremony. When Claire saw me walking in, her face went completely white. But when she saw Daniel behind me, she looked like she was about to faint. Her fiancé noticed the tension and asked who Daniel was. And Daniel very calmly said, "Oh, we used to live together, while you two were secretly dating." The ceremony was delayed for almost an hour while they argued in another room. They still got married in the end. But half the guests were whispering, Claire wouldn't look at me, and the whole day was incredibly awkward. Now, my family says I ruined her wedding. But I still feel like if she hadn't uninvited me 3 days before, none of this would have happened. So, am I the villain here?